Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. In this episode, I have to get to the bottom of a problem which has been consistently present since the very first day of my XK8 ownership. I downplayed it, I learned to live with it, but the problem has been getting progressively worse as time goes by, and it is the one thing that has truly bothered me throughout my ownership experience. The 2026 driving season is now in full swing, and the urgency to fix this has gone way up. The reason is simple. My kids, especially my daughter, are becoming reluctant to ride in the XK8. The smell coming through the air vents is so strong that she described it as outright repulsive. Now, I'm not sure how widespread this issue is. I would be surprised if my car is the only one affected, but let me break down what I think is happening. My hypothesis is that the smell of burning or superheated oil is coming from the engine bay, traveling through the ventilation system, and making its way into the passenger compartment. When the engine is cold, there's no issue at all, but once it warms up, the smell becomes impossible to ignore. Interestingly, at highway speeds, the smell is much less noticeable. I suspect due to the airflow through the engine bay dispersing the fumes. But sitting at a red light, after mere seconds, the intensity of the smell builds up and becomes overwhelming inside the cabin. There are a few ways I've been managing it. I can shut off the ventilation entirely and the smell almost disappears. I can hit the recirculation button to prevent pulling in outside air, or I can just drop the convertible top, which is not always an option. Now, here's what makes this so puzzling. I am certain that the smell is not from antifreeze, and it is not from burning rubber or heated plastic. It smells like oil, but I never need to top up any fluids. Engine oil, brake fluid, power steering fluid, coolant, all are consistent, all are at the right level, and there are absolutely no drips under the car. If you've been following the channel, you know that this XK8 is almost immaculate. Clean exterior, clean interior, no rust, and near perfect engine bay. So where is this smell coming from? The area I want to start my investigation with, and my suspicion could be totally wrong here, is the rear main seal. I've never actually inspected it, and I'm wondering if there is a small leak there that isn't producing visible drips, but is the source of the smell when the engine is up to operating temperature. The access hatch which I'm looking for is right at the bottom of the bell housing in the middle of the vehicle, and it should be easy to access. You can see it from here. There it is, right there. I'm gonna squeeze a bit closer. This feels plastic. Okay. Oh, very easy to remove. I'm surprised it hasn't fallen off. Alright, so we can see the flywheel inside. And now the thing here is that I want to feel whether there's any oil at the bottom. And no, it is completely dry. Actually, let me get some paper and see if I can get this paper to go a bit further. I could also use the endoscope camera in there and take a look, but I just want to do a quick test this way. This is completely dry. There is absolutely no residue or anything like that in there. Let me turn the flash on. Maybe I can slide the phone inside. There it is. And that's the bottom. It's absolutely dry. Well, okay, so in a way that's good news, because if I had rear main CO leak, that would have been a much bigger problem. But it doesn't really help with the investigation of where that smell is coming from. I think I'll go back to the engine area and I'll have to search there, because everything else here is completely dry. I looked throughout the engine bay and there's nothing obvious or apparent. I checked the throttle body area, underneath, to the sides, intake, valve covers, checked the front as well. Everything looks dry except this one little area all the way down there. There is clearly a little bit of oil on that wiring harness right at the end of the protective sheathing and where the red wire is exposed. So this is the only place where I could start my investigation. At least I can't find anything else. This wiring harness goes to the left and to the right. I'm not sure what it's connected to. There is a bit of a T type of junction there. I'll have to trace it left and right, see what's going on and where this oil is coming from, because that may be the source that I'm looking for. It's hard to reach down there. I will have to use the endoscope camera. Please excuse the quality here. The resolution of the camera is very, very low, but for this investigation, it will do just fine. Now, I'm coming down here to the area where I noticed that original oil leak, and you can see it very clearly here at the bottom. Past this connector to the left, the wiring continues and it travels a bit up and it essentially reaches the top of what is the air conditioning compressor. And you can see here how the wires are so close to the pulley itself. The distance there was just millimeters. I'm coming back here to the original location and I'm traveling up to that junction which is T-shaped. Now, to the right of the T, the wiring goes towards the engine, but you notice how the closer it gets to the engine, the oil disappears, right? The contamination is gone, which leads me to believe that the source of the oil is to the left of the T-junction. And when I follow that, the wiring just comes straight up past the valve covers and then essentially reaches the top of the engine. So my conclusion at this point is that from the oily area down there, the wiring harness comes up, curves through here, and then goes somewhere under this beauty cover. So I'll need to take it off and inspect what's under there, because my suspicion is that oil somehow gets into that harness and travels all the way down, and that's where it sort of manifests itself, but the source of the problem is actually far from that area. All right, we're getting somewhere. Now here's the harness again, travels up, curves. Now it seems like it provides power for the injectors here. There are some other branches going sideways, this way, that way. But the thing is that this is all horizontal now, and it's right at the top of the engine. There's absolutely no oil here whatsoever. Here's the valve cover gasket sealing. So here's what I started looking at after. I just started tracing the wiring harness, and even though everything looks great here, right underneath in this corner, when I put my hand here, look at that. There is definitely oil in this corner. So I do have a valve cover leak there. So what I'm wondering now is, if this corner is leaking, is the other corner leaking as well? I mean, from here it looks okay, but if I actually try, you know, I'm touching the ceiling surface here, the gap, absolutely nothing. Like, it's completely clean along the way here horizontally. Let me check that surface at the back. It's pretty tight over there, but I should be able to get my fingers in. Maybe a little bit. Doesn't look excessive. At least this amount of oil should not be causing the smell that I'm experiencing inside the car. Let me check what the condition is on the other side. On this side, very similar. When I try out the horizontal area here, everything seems dry, but I think I have a problem in that corner at the back. And if you look closely at the heat shield underneath the valve cover, underneath that bolt, sorry, the camera can't quite focus there, but that heat shield, the corner of it, seems to be wet with oil. And that now would start making sense, meaning if there are some drips from that corner onto the heat shield and the engine warms up and that heat shield gets super hot, that oil probably starts evaporating pretty rapidly, and then the smell gets sucked in through the cabin air filter and into the compartment. So that would make sense. I would try to, it is a bit of a tight fit. I will try to go with the paper to better get a sense of how much oil is there. Try to push that in. I should have removed the air intake, but at this point I'm doing a quick test. Clearly I won't be able to replace the valve covers now. That's a bit more of a job for a separate episode. I just want to establish if that is actually the problem. So let's see what this paper is going to come out with. It doesn't look like much, but it is fresh. That is fresh oil. Yeah. And that probably is an active leak which drips from that corner onto the heat shield, and then the smell develops. That would make sense. I wonder if there's a similar situation at the front here, even though the heat shield doesn't actually extend all the way here. So maybe this is a non-issue, even if it's leaking. In this corner, this is probably a non-issue. Again, we have a wiring harness passing by close in this corner. That wiring harness may be getting soaked if there is a leak. Yeah, it's quite black. Not fresh oil, but there is something going on there. Since I won't be able to quickly replace the gaskets, I decided to clean as much as I can. And maybe by doing this, I would also validate whether this has any impact on the smell. I think I was able to get it well cleaned. Maybe it's not perfect, but it looks much better down there. I cleaned all corners. I did not spray water directly here because the alternator is at the bottom, but for the rest of the corners, this is the process that I used. Basically strong degreaser. I sprayed it in, let it soak, let it sort of work. The foam will break down and start sort of sliding into all the gaps where oil would travel. You can sort of see it slowly coming down. So I gave it time to work. After that, I used cloths and paper to wipe and collect as much oil as I can. And then after 3-4 rounds of this, I would just wash with a spray bottle like this, make sure everything is rinsed off. and no residue is left. But it seems to be doing the job. Before I start driving, I will blow dry it as well, and I'll give it more than enough time to completely dry before I start the engine. But I'm curious now to see whether this would make an impact on the smell inside the vehicle. Well, new valve cover gaskets it is. I guess that will be an episode coming up. And while I'm there, while I'm changing the valve cover gaskets, in fact, I should probably change my secondary tensioners, because the secondary tensioners on this car, as far as I know, are not done. They're still the original tensioners. So that may be a new episode that I'll put together, where I'm changing both valve cover gaskets and the tensioners as well. Look, if you know other sources of oil that may have affected your car or a friend's car, which cause this smell in the cabin, please let me know, because it's very possible that these locations that I just came across are not the only culprits. There may be more stuff going on that I'm just unaware of. I would really appreciate if you can comment about that. Thank you, folks. Have a great rest of the day. I hope this was helpful, and see you in the next video. Take care. I was able to also conclusively establish the connection between the top section of the wiring harness and the section with oil there at the bottom where the red wire is. So what I'll do now is I'm going to spray a bit of water directly in here, and you can shortly after see how the water travels down, and it will start dripping from that pipe right there where the red wire is. So let's give that a try. I've sprayed, there it is. See the drops? It's dripping from other parts of the loom as well, but you can also see there they are. You can also see drops coming down from there as well. Right? So it's definitely connected, and as oil gets into the wiring loom up here, it will travel all the way down on the inside of that pipe, of that sheathing.